So tell us about your story, your little wrestling journey, and your story about how you got involved in it and you've been in it.
Mine's a little bit unique. Having a dad that was a high school wrestling coach my entire life. I wrestled as a kid, but I did more following around his high school programs and stuff. Spent a lot of time at high school tournaments on a wrestling mat with his high school kids. When he was in Blackwell in the '90s, he had some dudes that were tougher than nails. And I tell stories all the time of running around wrestling tournaments and finding the biggest dude in the gym and going up and punching him in places I don't care to repeat. And my dad's wrestlers would be standing behind me going, I bet you won't do nothing. And they wouldn't, because my dad's Blackwell dudes were tougher than crap. And then, in 2003 came to Veneta and was the head coach of Veneta for 20 plus years and had a ton of success. We were dual state runner up a couple times while I was his assistant. And coming up through the sport, went to the state tournament a few times, had some really tough losses to some tough dudes in high school that wish I could take it back. If I knew now at 35, if I knew then what I know now at 35 years old, I think I probably would have been a little more successful as a wrestler. But it taught me life lessons that through my 20s, through some life choices that weren't great, it taught me some life lessons that really got me through a lot of hard times in life, and now some lessons that I'm able to pass on to my boys and hopefully get them into the sport soon. And it's also, led me into some officiating opportunities that have been amazing. I've done the high school state tournament the last 3 years, officiated the 6A state finals the last couple years with some guys that are wrestling D1 wrestling now. Some of them that are in the national tournament this weekend that I've got to officiate their state finals, and just some awesome opportunities in this sport that, man, taking me places that I probably would have never been by myself. So I owe a lot to wrestling. I encourage any kid that I run into to take off into the sport and never look back, because, sometimes it's not about how good you are, it's the lessons that you're learning from it.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. I like to describe it as beautiful chaos.
It
Beautiful.
sure is.
That's what I love wrestling, and youth wrestling tournaments is a big image of that, the beautiful chaos, constant yelling and everything like that. But like you said, wrestling teaches you a lot of life lessons. I mean, it's mono e mono. There's no teammates to blame. There's no coaches to blame. It's you versus the other guy, and it's a lot of times it comes down to who has the bigger heart and who's just wants it more. But that's what life's about. I mean, you can't when you fail, you get back. You got to get right back up, and that's I mean that's why I love my kids wrestling. My 7 year old, he's been at it for this is his second year, and he's right now he just loves it. He eats it up and just part of it. So you mentioned you're refereeing. You just refereed the Oklahoma State tournament, okay? And you have youth level and stuff like that. Which one do you think is easier to ref, the high school level or the youth level?
The high school level for sure. Those guys, they know how to fall. They know how to land. They know how to finish. You get into a couple Saturday nights ago at the high school state tournament. I had a match at 106 pounds in 6A that was a nut cutter, man. It was an incredible match. And you get into those situations where they're difficult to officiate because of the adrenaline. You get so locked into it, and the scrambles are so good. But man, you get two 5 and 6 year olds out there scrapping that don't know which way's up, and it's hard. You throw up some points, and the position changes immediately. One guy's on his back, then the next guy's on his back, and you got little Johnny's dad that's halfway out on the mat telling you suck, and little Johnny's mom's worried about little Johnny getting his arms ripped off. Man, youth tournaments are chaos. I don't know how you
Chaos.
guys keep doing it, man. It is madness.
It's
It's
it,
where
it's
it's
Matt.
it's where kids learn, but it is crazy.
It is madness, and I knew you would say the high school level because of the fact that you just said the little Johnny's dad or mom right there. Like I've seen, and at times I've got a little frustrated with refereeing and stuff like that, and I've had to swallow my pride a little bit and step back and think, what am I doing? This is youth wrestling, but I've seen some coaches and parents just go absolutely psychotic at these events. Like I mean, and I know I posted a picture of like my son when he got beat out at regionals. It was a mistake I made. Which some could say is a mistake, some could say it wasn't a mistake, but he's 7 years old. It was hard for me to make him stay at a certain weight when he was kind of struggling to stay at it. So we bumped him up, and he just wasn't that strong. And then in hindsight, maybe I should have made him stay at that weight. But it's hard to. That's a decision that a lot of parents, if you're going to get in wrestling, you'll have to make about, hey, should I just let my kid be comfortable or make him, make him make it maybe one more time. But it's, as a dad, you know, morally, I felt like I made the right decision by, hey, no, you're going to be comfortable, you're going to eat. But then when he didn't make state because the kids were just bigger and strong, which he wrestled his butt off. He didn't get pinned. He battled. Those kids battled, and those kids ended up getting second and fourth in state that eliminated him. So he wasn't wrestling those scrubs. But after that, as a competitor, it's like, man, did I do make the right decision? But so that's a constant battle. Sometimes you, as a wrestling dad, that you'll battle.
Couple things to touch on there that you said that I think are important.